Howdy, Mahlzeit, Moinsen, welcome, fluidart knuckleheads. This is the guy we're gonna do today. So I wanted negative space, I wanted a minimal swipe, but it doesn't mean that negative space always has to be white. So let's create a sunbursty, happy negative space. Let's do this. Most of you guys know I use the Shelly Art Bloom recipe, technique, whatever you want to call it, to create my paintings. And since I took that course 5 years ago, a lot of things have changed. It's not only blowing out a puddle of paint anymore, it is way more creative, it is way more, there is so much potential, and I've been saying that since day one. And I feel like we just scratched the surface of what is possible with this. I come from traditional art and I've always loved abstract art. Finding a composition is a life challenge, I want to say, with fluid art. That's what a lot of people don't understand that don't do it, how complex it can be and how much potential it has. So in this one, like I said in the intro, I want to do a sunbursty negative space, and I try to achieve that with a transparent color. In this case, it's golden yellow by TriArt. That is my go-to substitute for QNAG, quinacridone azo gold by Golden. What I just did, or what I'm still doing, is throwing some cell activator on top of my golden yellow. I just love the effect of cell activator thrown. It doesn't expand as much as the colors with your pouring medium. It sinks straight down, but the white one also, you might have seen it in this video here where I changed up the cell activator colors. No, the colors underneath the cell activator, and you get a different colored cell activator every time. The cell juice adapts the color that is around it. So you see my white turns a little bit yellow right here. My colors that I used for my first swipe are a mix of different blues. I think I used Prussian blue, grayish blue, I used white cell activator, I used gold cell activator, and Payne's Gray cell activator. Oh, and I put Payne's Gray, which is all Amsterdam colors, by the way, as a color too. And this is one example of the potential of this. You can, compared to other fluid art techniques, predict where your color is gonna be by swiping it onto a certain part of your painting. You can also take some off and transfer it to a different spot of your painting. That, in combination with the tilting, where you are able to find the composition, and I will actually go into that in my Deer Lake retreat in one of the classes, the compositioning, being in charge of where does my paint go, how do I follow my paint, and how do I make sure my paint ends up where I want it to end up in the end once everything is spun out and tilted out. It is quite a process, but with some experience and a little bit of knowledge, you should be able to boss the paint around like you want to. So it's only 3, maybe 2 weeks left to that workshop that I was just talking about. It's happening at Deer Lake, Washington. That's close to Spokane. It's right on a lake. The studio is right on the lake. I mean, I'm saying 10 feet away from the water. I can't wait for my little group that's already been formed. There's a couple more spots available if you are one of the quick deciders. If not, maybe you get another chance a different time, maybe even a different spot. So the problem that I'm having here is I scraped an older painting and I moved the paint that was on that painting on the outside and filled in the white in the middle. Since that painting that I scraped was a few minutes old, the paint already thickened up. So the dirty paint that you see on the outer edges actually moved not as quickly as my fresh pillow paint did. So I'm having a little bit of trouble to move everything the way I want it to move, because the thicker paint moves slower than the thinner paint. That is one thing that applies also to your other colors that might be a little bit thicker or thinner. So I want you to, when you mix up your paints, have them at the same consistency, just to make sure they will move the way you want them to. So I stick with my bluish swipe on top of my yellow, kind of on the edge of the white and the yellow. I want a little bit of white showing after to lighten things up. I want this painting to be sunny and happy and light. So in here where I'm tilting, you can see my issue here of the darker paint, the thicker paint does not move the way I want it to. So I do add a little bit more to help my white to flow better. I'm confident it will cover the whole canvas. It is just that the more fluidity you have on your canvas, the more flow you get. Sounds weird, doesn't it? So this is sped up a little bit because I don't want to bore you with my tilting struggle here. I want you to look at the yellow, how transparent it gets. That is the beauty of transparent colors, you guys. You will always catch a little bit of the white underneath, and on parts where your paint is thicker, it gets less transparent and more intense with color. And this way we get this very cool sunbursty effect in the negative space. And I just love that with the subtle blues and the yellow, and the more the yellow was interrupted with my swipe, the more transparent it got. You will see that completely once I get you closer. Right now I'm just struggling to, well, I'm not struggling, I'm working on the flow. I don't want weird turns of the paint. I don't want zaggy lines. I want a flow. That's my aim. And this is the thing. And I will get you closer in a second, and then I will show it to you dry.